This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by your friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Frosty.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what we're talking about today.
How is that possible? I told you last week.
I just completely slipped my mind. I am completely unprepared. Roll the music.
Fine. Coming up on this episode of Bourbon on Ice, we're throwing it back to 2020, but without all that nasty toilet paper shortage and fear.
Instead, we're flicking on the tube, or this newfangled thing called the interwebs.
And we're asking one simple question.
People, what are you watching this pandemic?
This is Bourbon on Ice with your friend Frosty.
And your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to another episode.
Exciting?
Maybe.
Exciting episode. It could be an exciting episode.
It should be an exciting episode. Let's make it exciting.
So, what? Kick lines, sparklers, chorus numbers.
Bottle rockets. We're going to full blown. We're going to break out the bread and cheese. We're going ham.
Okay, I did not.
You weren't expecting that.
You think it's you. You think you're prepared for Mike Whiskey, and then he says something like that. There's no preparing for Mike Whiskey. He's like the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expects the spinach inquisition.
Here we go again. It is good to be back in the studio. Not that the blanket fort wasn't charming.
It was fun.
I miss the doggies.
Yeah.
How is Wait, let's give them code names because we don't want to accidentally draw attention to them. Dog 1 and Dog 2. How is Dog which one was Dog 1?
That his code name can be Bugle.
Okay, how is Bugle?
He is loud.
Okay, and how's Dog number 2?
And her code name can be Jumpy.
Okay, how's Jumpy?
Jumpy is she's doing very well.
Excellent. They were like our unofficial co-hosts.
Yeah.
I was seriously going to put a microphone next to one of them and just hear them go into the microphone.
That's nasty, though. I'm glad you didn't.
And I also want to thank both
Miggs
and Elder Nerd for being such good sports while we were taking over your house. That being said, we're back in the studio at the good old CMC, and the lights are down, and we were getting ready to talk about serious things.
No, we're not.
We generally don't, do we?
No.
One of these days we might.
We might. We keep teasing that.
We definitely do. Honestly, there's a lot of very important things going on out there right now. There's the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. There's the Supreme Court decision that was leaked, and people are more upset about the leak, I'll be completely honest, which is weird. There's also the thing about the war, which I'm hoping no one's forgotten about, just because it's not as exciting as Amber Heard doing awful things in bed with Johnny Depp. That's all I'm going to say.
She pooped in the bed.
I know. I'm disgusted. She didn't even put down play sheets first.
You're sick, man.
Why? What did I say? We're going to kick things back a few years to a time before all of this ugliness and this madness, when we were more carefree and innocent.
I don't know. If we're going back a couple years, there's still a lot of madness and ugliness then.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, we're talking about the year 2020.
I can't keep a straight face for that.
I was hoping. Okay, so we're not going to be talking about that part of it.
The
but we're
unspecified virus of unknown origin.
We're not going to be talking about all of that. We're going to be talking about the fact that for entertainment, it was a strikingly good year.
It was a very good year for entertainment. Just look at Tiger King.
People are trapped in their homes. People are saying, what are we going to do? Revive the lost art of conversation? Actually learn about one another?
Perish the thought.
I know. Television.
Television saves everyone.
We are going to be talking about, well, I think a good lead in here would be You know what? I think it's time for Whiskey Asks.
Yes. Well, what did I ask? I asked what TV shows you were watching over the course of the pandemic, and we got some great responses
Yes, we did. And once again, we're going to
Right.
start with Twitter.
through our usual channels, Twitter and our email list and Facebook as well.
And I want to apologize to everyone because the email is not Whiskey Frosty, it's whiskeyandfrosty@yahoo.com.
Oh no.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay, there we go. Whiskeyandfrosty@yahoo.com.
at the DJ Pony-chan, she answers that I mainly watch 90s cartoons like Rugrats. I was also watching things on Disney Plus. Can't remember that much of that year. I think I blacked out mainly. That's a very valid response.
That is an
year.
outstandingly valid response. And then we have Derek, who said, Tiger King, clearly.
I will never financially recover from this. Robert answers lots of YouTube videos. Here. Big Brother Canada.
There's a Big Brother Canada. I thought, it's spread to other countries? Oh, no.
I'm somewhat lost. Is that commentary on what he was watching, or is that like
No,
The-
Big Brother is a show.
that was the show he was watching?
Yes, and there's a Canadian version, apparently.
Oh,
I just learned something.
geez.
Al says, Golden Girls, British comedy, stand up like George Carlin, Jimmy Carr, and Sarah Millican.
I love Jimmy Carr. He's awesome.
I'm just going to make a commentary. I know that two of those are dead. Is Sarah Millican alive?
Jimmy Carr's not dead, is he?
Isn't he? This is sort of something I should have looked up before we started.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Okay, then.
Anyway, Corvette answers, I had the opposite problem. I had to work more hours, 13 hours, 13-hour days, 6 days a week. How are you still alive?
Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Then Jeff, who killed Sarah, Tiger King, and Ozark?
Colt answers, Chips, capital letters with the I in lowercase, and the Twilight Zone. Excellent case with the Twilight Zone.
You don't know what Chips is?
I do not know what Chips
How
is.
do you not know what Chips... Wait, you're straight, right?
I am.
Okay, never mind. Chips is California Highway Patrol.
Oh,
And because if you put the CHP together, the I just pops in there. And it's that very famous show with Larry Wilcox and, Punch, Eric Estrada.
alrighty.
A lot of a lot of my friends say that they attribute a lot of their burgeoning fetishes,
Fetishy?
there we go, to Chips. And I'm saying to all of them, I get it. With a straight face, I totally get it. Okay, then I want to thank this next one. This is actually my really good friend, Becca, who sent me the gayest coloring book I have ever gotten. No, I mean it. It was called the Gay Boys Coloring Book.
Oh, no way.
It's the Village People, and it's Leathermen, and it's Hot Cowboys. She said she saw it and she knew it had to be sent to me.
Very good intuition right there, Becca. I give you 2 claps.
Got away from American TV entirely. Subscribed to BritBox, Acorn. Now I just watch foreign and classic Hollywood black and white movies.
Nice. Classic Hollywood is
Classic is good. Classic is good.
good. Kirk answered, trapped in the apartment, recovering from lung surgery and no NCAA tournament or any sports to watch. He did watch Castle and Lucifer, though. Good choices.
I remember being so upset when I was informed there was going to be no March Madness that year. I was standing there going, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen. Wow, was I wrong? It's like the rest of the year said, yeah, you say that now. And we got one more, and this is actually from my other half. He said that he watched The Masked Singer, Tiger King, and a lot of reruns.
Yeah, a lot of reruns is probably very accurate.
Seems we definitely have a running theme here.
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Yeah, lots of Tiger King.
Hey, look, I wrote in mine here.
What did you wrote in yours?
And I also called myself Mr. Flag 2019 because that's the official title that I hold. Let's see. Tiger King, British Baking Championship, catching up on years worth of Disney movies and programming on Disney Plus, and Masked Singer, so I knew when Wednesdays were. What about you, Whiskey?
I watched Invincible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, dark, but
that was
nice.
I saw that. I was like, oh, cool, superhero stuff. And so I watched it with Elder Nerd. And we were watching the first episode, and we're like, this is pretty cool. And then the part happened. If you haven't watched Invincible, I definitely recommend it. But it was just so violent and gory. Elder Nerd and I were just like, kind of in shock together. We both kind of, it ended, and we both kind of looked at each other like, holy sh.
It's like the people who still insist that anime are for children. Or anyone who decided to watch Rick and Morty because clearly it's a family comedy.
I also watched the entire Redwall series, PBS Redwall.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I would imagine not. It was only on for a few years in the early 2000s and late 1990s and early 2000s. It was only on at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Redwall. No, I've never heard of this. What is it about?
It is about the titular Redwall is an abbey where all the mice live in peace and harmony until Clooney the Scourge, a sea rat, attacks.
I'm just going to ask. I know most of us were, stuck inside and quarantined. Did this show really happen, or was this, you being lonely, sad?
No, this show really happened.
Is this an animated show?
It is an animated show.
Okay, I'm starting to understand it a little more.
Yeah, it was hosted by PBS back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They had 3 seasons, and each season covered a different Brian Jakes book. The first season was Redwall, and then the second season was Matameo, where the main protagonist's son is kidnapped by a character from the first season, and it's a grand adventure to go save the kids. And then the third season, they've been talking about this character, Martin the Warrior, this whole time, and in the third season, they finally follow his story and learn where Martin the Warrior came from.
Martin the Warrior.
Yes.
And they're all rats?
Well, the good guys are mice, and shrews, and moles, and badgers, and hares. And the bad guys are rats, weasels, foxes, stoats.
Rats get such a bad rap.
They do, but they're very cool animals.
I mean, according to Pixar, they, when we're not looking, make gourmet meals and take over kitchens and walk over our food.
Yeah, they gotta pull your hair for that, though.
That is just horrifying. I'm just going to say it right now. The movie is adorable, but if you ever stood back and thought about it, all those old rats walking over the kitchen and touching all the food, and I just want to go, what?
They're very clean animals, but you can't... The reason why there's such a bad stigma is because their urine and their poop is completely toxic. Kill you dead.
Gross.
Yeah.
I saw a meme online, and I have not had the time to confirm it, but it was that little scene from Ratatouille where Remy is about to vomit because he smelled linguine soup that he made. And apparently, from the meme, we learn that rats don't actually have the ability to vomit, which means that linguine soup was so bad that it broke the laws of physics. Let's face it, we all know someone who cooks like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should thank everyone.
Yeah.
These were some good responses.
These were some very good responses. Thank you for submitting.
It was a terrible time. It was a ridiculous time, but thank heavens for all of this entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even begin. We're sitting in the houses and we're all, oh, this is going to pass at any second now.
No.
Surely it can't last this long.
14 days to slow the spread, and we're like 600 days into that.
I think the moment for me that it all became horrifyingly real was when I heard that Disney Worlds were closing.
Oh.
All of the Disney parks were closing, and I just said,
you go almost every year, don't you?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I had reservations to go that year to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Oh,
I was gonna take Robert and Robbie with me.
I hope you got your refund for that.
Oh, we had the refunds and everything.
Oh, good.
It's just, we were all set to go that October. We had the rooms booked and everything, and then
Oh man.
oh yeah, well, if that's the worst thing that happened to me, I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's just Disney will close with. It might take sometimes the power of God to close Disney. They will stay open for almost anything. And then to find out that all of the parks everywhere were closing, it's just like, oh my gosh, even the Giant had to bow to this pandemic. Kind of a stunning act. And then you just had to think about all the things that were supposed to happen that year, movie-wise, television-wise, shows getting canceled, just stopping dead, no actual season finales here and there, movies that we were anticipating coming out this year being
delayed
years.
Yeah. Black Widow was supposed to be out in like early 2020, right? And it's only come out last year. late last year.
And it didn't even hit theaters. It was sent directly to Disney Plus.
No, it did the double thing at the same time.
Really?
That was why Scarlett Johansson brought a lawsuit against Disney.
Oh, I just want to point this out. I just heard the absolutely awful, terrible news. If anyone out there is picking up on my sarcasm, good. They have delayed the Super Mario movie until 2023. Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
The following information comes from Forbes.com, NewYorkTimes.com, and USA Today. I just want to say that so people know that I'm not pulling these facts out of my ass. Well, I have to, be clear about that. I can make up really good things.
You can make up some very extravagant things, and on the spot too, like right now.
I mean, I only got here because I literally hitchhiked from my house. That was because my house was on fire, and that was because everyone inside it had just gone mad from dealing with me for the last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
See? Acting!
Not so much acting, you're just really great at pulling stuff out of the ether and creatively putting it into force.
I mean, I could have told them all about the terrifying butterfly portrait that is hanging on the wall here. Obviously, some crazed person did it. The butterfly is, smoking a cigar, and he's holding napalm, and there's skulls all over his wings, and he's, looking dastardly and wicked at us.
You know what? You're gonna eat those words when we find that same picture at the Museum of Bad Art.
If that actually exists, it's out there in the world. If this portrait exists, I want to see it. I want to buy it. I want to hang it somewhere in my house where everyone will have to stare at it.
Anyways, so these are coming from Forbes, Wall Street, not
Forbes, New York Times, and USA Today.
Okay.
I did my research. So, 2020, I love the golf clap, thank you. 2020 in entertainment online. Compared to 2019, viewing of foreign language titles were up over 50%.
Cool.
The Platform in Spain, Barbarians in Germany, Rogue City in France, Money Heist Part 4 out of Spain, Ragnarok, Norway, things that people didn't generally find, but, you're sitting in your house, you're looking for something, anything.
You're scrolling eternally, I'm done watching this thing that I've watched.
Viewings of K-dramas.
I'm surprised by the amount of attention that Korean-based everything is getting right now.
100% increase in viewership in the US.
Wow.
As in, before that, no one was watching. It took literally a pandemic to get people to say, hey, I wonder what's happening on that side of cinema.
Yeah.
Examples include Kingdom Season 2, or Kingdom S2, it's called, The King, Eternal Monarch, and Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back, Evolution, and Blood of Zeus for popular anime titles that were streamed. Netflix reality series were, surprise, surprise, very big. Hey, I don't think we've mentioned this one this episode.
Tiger King?
I don't think we've said it at all.
No, we haven't.
Okay, I was...
Even my mother watched Tiger King.
I was fully against it. I saw everyone posting on Facebook memes about Tiger King, and I just said, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm a contrarian.
I saw the memes. I gotta be honest with our listeners. I don't have Netflix.
So how did you watch it?
Yo-ho. Which I do not advocate.
I finally jumped into Tiger King. So I'm going to give this like one episode and see what happens. And then I was hooked. It was horrifying. It was wrong. It was weird. It was disgusting. It was crazy. And I just said, I have to keep watching this.
It's a train wreck.
And then the other half, he's walking in, and I'm like 2 episodes in. He's like, what's going on? Shh, you have to see this. And I caught him up on everything, and he said, really? And then, what's his name? Tyler shoots himself in the head, and we just kept going. Like, oh, thank heavens, that's the worst of it. Nope. Apparently, also big that year for a reality series and crime, or just reality series from Netflix, was Killer Inside, The Mind of Aaron Hernandez.
Is that a document? I love the murder porn documentaries.
The therapist sits and asks, what do we do when we're sad? Response, watch a Netflix documentary about how to get away with murder. Therapist, no.
No.
I've seen that meme so many times. I remember the day Aaron Hernandez died. I was at work, and everyone turns to me and says, did you hear? It's on everyone's phone. Aaron Hernandez is dead. And I said,
And this is where I ask, who? This is how out of touch
Wow.
whiskey is. Whiskey lives under a rock.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to...
Which makes a lot of sense, because whiskey on the rocks.
I can't believe you just went there. You totally trivialized our brilliant title. Hang on, I'm just putting in who is Aaron Hernandez so I can get like an official response here. Wow, those are some really bad photos. Sometimes they really give you the good ones. That was not one of the good ones. Okay, here's the official one from Wikipedia.
Yeah, wiki.
Aaron Yosef Hernandez was an American football tight end and convicted murderer. He played in the National Football League for 3 seasons with the New England Patriots until his career came to an abrupt end after his arrest and conviction for the murder of Odin Lloyd.
Oh, I remember that now.
I'm sitting there, well, not sitting there because I couldn't sit at work, those slave drivers. Just everyone, because, football.
Yeah. And the Pats.
And New England.
Yeah.
And I don't give a crap. I hate football. Talk to me about basketball. Love basketball. I frickin' hate football, not as much as baseball. Come at me, people.
Hockey's my sport, man.
Hockey's so much fun, especially if you're live.
Yes.
If you're there.
Yeah, it gets awesome because they beat the crap out of each other and it's amazing.
People smashing into the walls.
Blood for the blood god.
My father took me as a kid to a hockey game, and I accidentally dropped my soda. I bent down to pick it up, and there was a bang right behind me.
Ooh.
The puck hit the seat behind me. I almost died. It was awesome.
Hockey is the ultimate spectator sport.
Like, seriously, bring back the Coliseum, and then we'll say, nope, we have hockey. Away with your lions. Away with your chariots.
I don't know, a chariot race might be kind of cool to watch.
Plankton tried that on SpongeBob. It didn't go that well.
Yeah.
Let's see, going back to here. American Murder, The Family Next Door, The Social Dilemma. Now we're moving into other things that aren't horror, but also reality. The Floor is Lava. Why?
I missed that game.
And someone said, we're going to make this an actual game show.
That's...
Love is Blind, which was on the U.S. top 10 for 47 days after its release in February of 2020.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I was familiar with Kaguya-sama, Love is War. That was an anime.
Also, Too Hot to Handle. You can guess what that one was.
No, I can't.
Popular food shows that year included Crazy Delicious, which is a personal favorite of mine. I want them to bring it back. Everything David Chang does is just freaking genius.
Migs consumed, and I use that word specifically because it's a nice pun, the Great British Baking Show.
I keep thinking that he and I have nothing in common, and then you say things like that, aside from the gay thing.
Yeah, well, what happens is it's strange how the talents lined up in the whiskey family, because I am a great chef, but a terrible baker. And Miggs is an alright chef, but an amazing baker. And there's a special difference. Like, a chef will cook you dinner, but the baker is desserts and stuff. Miggs makes some amazing desserts.
Speaking of baking, did anyone catch that absolute travesty of a results show last night on Spring Baking Championship on Food Network? No one did.
No.
I'm sorry. I just had to go there. American Barbecue Showdown and nailed it, which is fun if you want to watch people destroying their sanity and also cakes. You know what? I'm just going to say this right now, just about what you were saying. And everyone in my family is a skilled baker.
Yeah.
Cooking, debatable. Highly debatable, but we are all skilled bakers. That was the one thing that was passed down from generation to generation. Oh my gosh, I remember these days in the Christmas season when we would do all the baking at once. Me, tiny and small, standing on top of a chair, standing on top of the family dictionary on top of the chair, standing in front of a gigantic stock pot full of boiling chocolate, which is going to be made into actual pies, and stirring it like it's a cauldron. And every once in a while, I get tired and my elbows dip and I burn myself on the side of the pot. My parents would shout when I hear me yelling, "Keep those arms up!" You had to suffer in that house. Other popular things. Enola Holmes, The Queen's Gambit, The Crown, Umbrella Academy Season 2, still waiting for Season 3, Hillbilly Elegy, Cobra Kai, The Five Bloods, Project Power. One of the most popular nature documentaries of the year, My Octopus Teacher. Sure, why not?
That's an odd one.
Yeah. Kirk really likes that one. He tried to sell me on it. It didn't work. Crip Camp, a disability documentary about a camp in the 1970s.
Oh, I thought you said crypt. I'm like, here I am expecting like some sort of like creepy ghost and ghoul kind of.
No, but that does sound like it could be a really good B movie.
Right? Or maybe like a kid's cartoon series.
Where they're all ghosts.
Yeah.
Because they're dead.
No, not all ghosts.
Because they have died horribly and now they're forced to walk the earth forever.
At summer camp.
And it's an animated show.
They can't all be ghosts though. We need some zombie and we need a skeleton and maybe like a
werewolf or something?
Yeah. The werewolf is the camp counselor.
Disney, call us. The Trial of the Chicago 7, for a social justice documentary.
Oh, neat.
Also, with the murder of George Floyd happening that year, there was thanks to that, a greater attention on racial inequality. Viewing of titles that helped people better understand the Black experience soared in the U.S. with titles like Dear White People, 13th LA 92. Television really took a beating. Streaming was where a lot of things were, but, there were things across the board on television. Popular included Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul.
Yeah, again, I've just got to say that Whiskey has not watched a single one of these.
We gotta talk. Better Things, Normal People, 10-15, What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. That's older than... That's a great Taika Waititi film.
That is... It's fun. It's fun, and I'm glad they made it into a series.
Oh, they made it into a series?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no
They
way.
took the movie and they made it into a series. It's them, but a little weirder, and like the awful running gags. There were a great deal of things that ended in 2020, including BoJack Horseman, Brockmire, Corporate, Doc McStuffins on Disney Junior.
Oh, no.
I'm guessing it had something to do with, I don't know, stuffed animals or something? I have no idea what Doc
I think
McStuffins
so.
is.
I don't know.
The Good Place, Last Chance U, Lenox Hill, Schitt's Creek, Teenage Bounty Hunters, and Vida.
Yeah, none of these I've watched.
Not a single... Why? What is wrong?
Well, I told you I don't have Netflix, I don't have Hulu, I don't have any of these things.
You've got to get a subscription to these, man. You've got to join the massive time sink that is streaming.
I don't have cable either.
You don't need the cable. There are proven statistics that television is practically a dying medium these days, that most things people can get online, so they're streaming online.
Yeah.
Thank heavens for us. The podcast has never been more popular.
Yeah, that's true.
And soon we shall overtake television. No, that's never going to happen.
Sort of happening.
No, I meant you and I.
Oh, you and I specifically.
If we, kneecapped the competition somehow. If we, really did underhanded, dirty dealing things.
Whiskey is above that.
Frosty's not.
I was waiting for that.
And finally, the major contenders of 2020, listed by USA Today. These were apparently the most popular shows: Your Honor, Cheer, Quiz, The Babysitter's Club. Really?
Is Friends on there too?
Not that one. They brought back the series. They remade the series. They rebooted the series.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't
watch it.
realize they rebooted it. Holy crap.
Just assume that everything I'm reading here is something that is not old. The Good Fight, Never Have I Ever, Raimi, Ted Lasso, The Queen's Gambit, Schitt's Creek, BoJack Horseman, Upload, What We Do in the Shadows, The Great, and I May Destroy You, which I just love that title.
Yeah, because it's something you would say.
That was on HBO, that one. People, 2020 was a terrible year full of death and sadness and a shortage of toilet paper, which was kind of shocking.
I'm not surprised, but
I am.
why?
I literally have to look back on those years and say 2020, the year we couldn't breathe. Also, we ran out of toilet paper. It feels like a ridiculous tack on.
Fair enough.
But in that year, streaming services made out like bandits.
Yes, they did.
People sitting around, literally throwing money into the air, flaming money, rolling naked in money.
Well, what were you going to spend it on? You can't go out. Can't go out to a restaurant. Can't go down to the mall.
No, I mean the people who behind the streaming networks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were just raking in the cash at that point. And I think Disney Plus, I'm just going to check on that before I say anything. Quick whiskey, vamp.
Vamp.
Never do that again.
Oh, okay.
Even if I ask, never do that again. When did Disney...
Higher.
Okay, that's slightly better. Yep, there it is. Disney Plus launched on November 12th, 2019.
Yep.
Which means when things basically slammed into off position in March of the next year.
They were ready.
They were ready.
They knew.
Now that you think of it... No, we're going to avoid a lawsuit and not say anything about that. They had uploaded all of their really old, don't hate me for this, Disney, crap.
Yeah, a lot of it was crap.
Mr. Boogedy, A Miracle at Midnight, The Apple Dumpling Gang, Rides Again. They put up a lot of stuff that...
All of the straight to VHS movies.
That I'm pretty sure none of us remembered existed.
Yeah. Unless you had, like, the expansive cable package when you were a kid and you had access to, like, the second Disney Channel, which would play the movies that went straight to VHS at, like, midday while you were at school.
All I know is that all of a sudden, I had time to look at Disney Plus, and they had a lot of programs there. I was watching all of the old movies, all the old cartoons, everything that was being uploaded. There's a knock on the door. I'm busy in here. Are you watching Rescue Rangers again? No, it's porn. Really dirty, disgusting, leather, European 1980s porn.
Why you gotta lie about Rescue Rangers? That was the bomb. Rescue Rangers was awesome.
Because I was sitting there watching it religiously and singing the song. Which was after my Darkwing Duck marathon. Which was after my DuckTales marathon.
I gotta ask though, is like Toonami or no, not Toonami?
Oh, Toonami, those were the days, man.
Is JetX stuff on Disney Plus, like Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go?
Wait, that's real?
That's real.
Okay, wait, you're not screwing with me?
I'm not screwing with you. That was a real show. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
That's it. I snorted 3 times in a row. Thank you. There's got to be good luck somewhere. Everyone go buy a lottery ticket.
Or Yin Yang Yo.
I haven't seen those off the top of my head. No, I have not seen those. I will have to look because I've never heard of
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce
Go.
It was a spin-off of, or not a spin-off, but it was like, the meme? Like, hey dude, can I copy your homework? Sure, but change a few things so the teacher doesn't know.
Yeah.
It was basically that with Power Rangers.
Oh my God. Was this a live action show?
No, it was animated.
Oh, thank heavens.
It was animated, yeah. The kid Chihiro gained the power primate, and with his team of robot monkeys, he tried to save the world.
I'm so glad we don't watch silly things like that nowadays.
It was the bomb, man. It was a great show.
I mean, today we have practical things that make absolute sense, like a teenage girl and her 2 friends getting zapped by a music box into a land inhabited by sentient frogs and toads.
What show is that?
Amphibia.
Oh.
They're up to the series finale. I am just so overwhelmed.
What about Puka and Garu? That was on Jetix.
What, pray tell, is that?
as how come I've seen these and you haven't? It was on a Disney Channel.
Which Disney Channel? They had so many of
So
them.
it used to be Jetix, and then it became Toon Disney, and then it became like Disney.
Disney XD.
Yeah.
All right, I know the answer. The answer is that at this time, I didn't have the cable. At this point, I would have been living with my parents back in Billerica, and we did not have the cable. When I went to college for the first time, I was just reveling in watching television. I had HBO. I finally got to see what music videos were playing again, because MTV and VH1 existed, and they actually played music. I was able to watch so many things, but Jetix was gone by that point, and it was replaced with Toon Disney.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't watch that much. And then when I went to Disney sometime later, they were saying everywhere, Disney XD is coming, Disney XD is coming. And that replaced Toon Disney. So yeah, I never got to see that stuff. When I was a kid, I just didn't have that.
It was great stuff, though.
You're going to literally have to kung fu me into a chair, maybe get some strong adhesive glue and get me to stay down and my eyes open. I'm not watching this stuff. It sounds ridiculous.
It was great, though. You at least got to watch Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
For the name alone, yes.
That was the theme song, too. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, and they sang
Oh
it
gosh,
super
he's
fast.
singing it now. He's singing it now.
I'm not going to sing it.
You're totally going to sing it, aren't you? Yes, it's a beautiful day here on Cape Cod.
Yes, a beautiful day for parade.
And here come the floats. Don't they look spiffy?
First up, a salute to New England sport team. Go teams!
Followed closely by the Easter Bunny on a large egg. Adorable.
And there's a gay pride float. Just look at that shiny rainbow.
And here comes Santa Claus in his sleigh.
And bringing up the rear surrounding the leprechaun float, a team of Irish step dancers. Friend Frosty.
Yes, Whiskey.
What a birth are we celebrating?
No idea, Whiskey. No idea at all. All right, so we're in agreement. You will never sing that song again.
Nope.
Then
Eh?
I'm watching.
Eh?
I'm watching you. Don't you dare. You think I can't play too? I know. I grew up in the 90s. I know so many terrible theme songs to so many terrible shows.
I'm a Barbie girl.
No. And that's not a theme song. That's just a terrible song. Yes, I'm a gay guy who doesn't like Barbie Girl. Deal with it.
Nobody does.
I'm pretty much willing to admit that.
Yeah.
I heard the other day that, what is her name? Margot Robbie, I think? Someone is doing a Barbie movie.
A live action Barbie?
Yes.
Please no.
And it was announced online that the song Barbie Girl will not be in the Barbie movie. And I said, there's going to be a Barbie movie?
There shouldn't be a Barbie movie anyway.
Why?
I mean, were we not tortured enough with the
Didn't they have like 100 animated Barbie movies out there?
It was in the early days of 3D animation. It was just creepy.
You know, the other day I had a hankering to watch Transformers Beast Wars because that was always on when I got home from school, and I just said, you know what? That show had bones, really good storylines. I went back on, and I'm sitting there saying, holy crap, this animation, how did I ever survive? It's like that moment in, hello, everyone who's ever played PlayStation, Final Fantasy VII. It's like that amazing intro goes by, and then those horrible blocky characters get off the train. They're sitting there like, whoa, we put up with this? Well, of course we did. We thought those were cutting edge.
Yeah, it was for the time.
1996, I think, or 95 when N64 came out, and we're all sitting around like,
holy cow, it's 3D.
This is HD. This is what the future looks like.
No, the future looks better. But it was an important step to where we are now.
You have to accept that. Everything that we are crapping on right now is crappable because what we have now is better because of the crap.
Yeah.
That's a really, really bad metaphor.
It is. A better metaphor is we stand on the shoulders of giants.
Okay, we'll go with that one. It sounds nicer, and you could possibly put that on needlepoint.
Yeah.
I can't do that either. I'm not one of those gays either.
I never learned how to. but I can sew a button back on.
I was never good at sewing either. I think I'm basically useless as a human being.
That's okay, I'll cover for both of us.
I hate you. Next time on Bourbon on Ice, it's that time of year.
Somebody call Mark Wahlberg. The plants are killing people. Oh no.
Great reference.
Thanks.
I mean, terrible movie, but good reference. Pollen season is here, and we're preparing for the worst.
Grab some tissues and tune in next week to Bourbon on Ice. And as always,
Have a cold one on us. Achoo! Sorry, I'm getting ready now.
listen.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and your friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.